I'll just show you the payoff real quick. I mean, we got a lot of the room stuff in here, and I can just hit one button and it's done. I was in Evoto and I just clicked a button and it fixed this all for me. And now I got to go in, I got to zoom in and get this finger, right? This is just like, it's just, I don't want to do this anymore. This is why I'm in Evoto now. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. I'm going to show you today how I edit my shots in seconds in Evoto AI. I cut my teeth using Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop, and I have pretty much given those up now. I'm 99% in Evoto AI, and I'll show you why. Let's go. And I can just hit one button, and it's done. You know, Lightroom is not going to do that for you, right? You're going to have to go into Photoshop, and you're going to have to, I'll turn it off again, you're going to have to fix the sides, not a big deal, right? And you're going to have to, this is going to be the more complicated part and what's real impressive. You know, you're going to have to do a subject select and invert and go work on this stuff over here in Photoshop, and it's going to take you a minute, right? Where I can just come in here in Evoto and just do this, and that's just amazing to me, and that's why I'm in Evoto now, because of the time it saves me. Now, the thing about this is in Photoshop, I'm going to have to go, you know, outline her and then go work on that stuff that's above her, right? And the sides are easy, but it's still, I'm going to have to outline what I want to do on the sides and do a content aware fill or a Gen AI content aware, probably do it. So a little bit of work would have to be done up here though. And then I've got to go on the next image, right? And I'm going to have to do the same thing one by one. And I'm going to have to do the same thing on this one by one in Photoshop. And I'm going to have to do the same thing on this one by one in Photoshop. If you got 20, 30 shots that you're delivering to the client, you know, if you like editing, that's cool. But that saves me hours if I can just take this one, right? I can fix it. And then I can go hold down the shift key and sync, you know, select these other ones here and then just hit this sync. We get options here, right? I just want to sync the background adjustments, and just as an example, right? And then we can go over and we can go get, if we had 100 of these or 1,000 of these, we could go get a cup of coffee, wait for it, and come back. But now I don't have to. See, I go to that one, it's fixed. I go to this one, it's fixed. And then you go over to this one and it's fixed. So I just did all of those. Are you following me? If you're a Photoshop person, you know how much time I just saved by doing this. So that's what sells itself for me. The rest is like the AI, the blemish removal. You know, I usually go freckles and acne 20 to 30. I don't know why the freckles is at 90. She didn't have any freckles, but so we'll bring that back. So the only thing that takes me time in here is going through and getting the exposure, contrast, brightness. I pumped up the highlights here, the shadows a little bit, the blacks, the regular stuff that you're used to doing in like Lightroom, and you can sync this kind of stuff in Lightroom too, and you can do it here as well. That's what really takes most of the time. But then you go into the retouching. I mean, you can see she's got some issues if you look at the before and after, right? So there's the before and there's the after, right? And we lose a little bit of sharpness on the edit while we have this watermark here. When we export it, we get that full quality back. So it looks a little soft now that I did the edit. That's temporary. Okay, when you export it, you get the full, that sharpness back, okay? So there's before and there's after, right? So really, really cool that now I can sync all of these. Like, how much time do you spend in Photoshop? Let's go and do that. I mean, I just did this in seconds. If I wasn't talking to you, I'd be done pretty much with the whole thing. The only thing that takes me time is if I'm jigging around with my lights and changing things around a lot, then I've got to go and make minor adjustments in this basics panel for the lighting, right? So once you get your lighting where it's good, leave it alone, and that's going to save you some time in this panel, right? This is the retouching panel, the blemish removal. I mean, you've got dark circles, reduce face shine. You can do eye bags, all that stuff I would have to do with clone stamping in Photoshop. So let's go do that. All right, guys, so I've got the shot in Photoshop now. And what I would need to do here is, well, let's start by showing our layers here. This is the other thing, my layers now, they don't show by default. I got to click on something to get them back. And it's like, This kind of stuff happens all the time in Photoshop, and I've got to go back and reset my window and start over again. But anyway. So, I mean, let me just do a new layer, Control J, right? And I'm just going to start off, I'm going to switch over from my mouse over to my little pencil here. And let's do the lasso selection, right? So I'm just going to come down here. So this is step one, right? I'm going to come and I'm going to grab that part. I'm just going to do a Shift F5 to do a content aware fill, right? I'm going to hit OK. See, I've done this a million times, guys. So I can go through this. Okay, so it sort of did it. So, all right, it didn't, it used to be, this is Photoshop 26, the latest version. It used to would just fill that in for me. Let me just do a generative fill. Generate, since the content aware is going to give me trouble here all of the sudden. It's kind of like, I haven't used 26 much. This will be the first time. Actually, I just opened it up and it says, welcome. Okay, so that looks pretty good, right? It's almost like they're pushing me over to use Gen AI credits because the Shift F5 doesn't work as well anymore. All right, so we got that. Let me just, I'm going to flatten these down sorry, I didn't mean to zoom in there. I've got my tablet over here. Let's do a new layer, Control J again, and I'm going to hit Control 0 to recenter the canvas, and let's zoom into, man, I'm out of practice, guys. I haven't been in Photoshop in a while. So here's the part that we need to look at. Sorry, I randomly selected something there. I've got little actions here that I created. Let's do a select subject, select inverse. That just does a select subject, and then it selects the inverse, which is the outside of the subject. And see, here's where it gets dicey. It didn't quite do a great job there. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna deselect some of this stuff here, right? See, this is where it gets tedious. I was in Evoto and I just clicked a button and it fixed this all for me, and now I got to go in, I got to zoom in and get this finger, right? So I'll make this even smaller, and I'm going to hold down there we go. I'm going to invert the selection so I can come up here, and I don't know, guys. That's as best as I'm going to get it right now because I don't want to spend all day trying to fix that, okay? So I've got all this stuff on the outside selected, and up here, I mean, you could do the lazy version and just get a paintbrush, right? Because it's almost all in black. Get a paintbrush. Let's see, what am I at? Hardness 0, okay. And just kind of select this right here, and I could come and I'll select that right there to kind of mimic. I'm just selecting I want to say it's not really color because it's gray, but in black, you get what I mean. But I pretty much got it right there, right? Or I could do clone stamp if I had some detail in there. I don't really have any detail on there. Maybe you could zoom, but see, here's the problem. Now I got to go in there and I got to get that. Control D to deselect, and I got to come in here and maybe we just use our selection tool again. And maybe some of you guys that are better at selections will tell me some more tricks here. But this is I just don't even want to do this anymore. That's the thing, I got to go, this one was pretty tedious, and I can go in there, and I can color that in and get it as best as I can for that little thing, right? And this is just like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is why I'm in Evoto now. You get doing stuff like this, and maybe you enjoy doing stuff like this, but once you start doing volume work, forget about it. Got it. How long did that take me? You see what I'm saying now? I can't sync this edit to a bunch of other photos, right? You remember I was just able to sync that repair, I'll call it, in Evoto to all my. Now I got to open each one of those other shots and go through the same process on each and other, all of those shots, and it takes me forever. This is why I'm in Evoto AI, guys. I mean, it sells itself. If you think about the time you save, you're like, oh, I don't like the credits. Well, Adobe's doing credits with their Gen AI stuff, right? You're gonna pay credits for AI stuff one way or the other. It's only 7 cents an export, roughly, is what it averages out to for Evoto. And if you think about the hours that you save, that's worth it to me, 100%. And then I'm not tied to a subscription. I'm only, paying for what I use, right? That's another advantage. So, all right, guys, so that is the edit. There is the after, and let me show you the before. So there is the before and there is the after right there. So that's all there is to it, guys. That's how you do your edits in seconds in Evoto AI as opposed to hours using other products. All right, give it a like, give it a subscribe. If you got something to say, leave a comment. I will comment back, and you guys have a great day. I was in Evoto and I just clicked a button and it fixed this all for me. And now I got to go in, I got to zoom in and get this finger, right? This is just like, it's just, I don't want to do this anymore. This is why I'm in Evoto now.